TP. Better late than never. Here we are. We are finally live. I'm Hank, and I'm joined by Mel. Mel, how are you?
I am great like always.
And John. John, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Except for your video game antics. So good.
Yeah, whatever. And the restart didn't even do anything.
It didn't even help. Oh,
No.
man. Jeez. Well, we got a lot to cover. Do you guys want to do the boring stuff first? Or do you want to talk about TV and movies first?
Well, there's no such thing as boring stuff here on our podcast because of the three of us. So let's
Yeah.
knock this stuff out of the way.
Yes. Achievement unlocked already. All right. So, just a heads up, I have talked to John about this a little bit prior, but it is the fact that TPE Network is going to be backing off some of the non original properties that we've been covering, some of the Marvel stuff. We're going to just be a little more selective going forward on what we cover. It'll probably have to be shows that are predicted to be in the Nielsen top 10 for their category. So, no, it shouldn't be a big impact or anything. It's just some of these shows like Miss Marvel and stuff, they're out of our audience. So, picture a pie of 100%. Out of our audience, Miss Marvel coverage on Mouse House Plus pulled about 30% of that pie. She Hulk averaged about 40%. And then in contrast, our last news only episode, 90% of
Jeez.
our audience tuned into that. And then the premieres of What If and Hawkeye, 80% tuned into those. So I'm just giving out metrics just so you can understand where the decision making is coming from.
Okay.
Nothing personal against some of these shows and such. Just gotta follow the ears and eyes. So, in order to keep our brand's quality intact, TPE Network will be more selective about Marvel and Star Wars properties going forward. So we're not going to be able to cover every property that comes out from those. So, in the vein of that discussion, we added Honorverse today to the network earlier this summer. And then we are in the midst of our House of the Dragon podcast, which is roughly 25 times larger than these Marvel based properties that we've been covering recently. So you can see the difference. Also, that shift in audience has prompted changes in content. So the goal I have for 2023 is to remove steps required to enjoy our content. So we have tons of people who like our banter, but then they have to jump through a hoop of they have to have a certain streaming service. Then they have to watch the episode at such and such a time or by such and such a day. And then they have to get in the app and listen to us. So there's friction points along the way. So in order to impact that, next year we'll be doing our first scripted audio drama, which will be in the comic book, like crime drama, and it's superhero based and set in our own unique location. So it's been in the works for the last few years. When I originally wrote it, it was with Amy in mind. She was a part of the team at that time, but she is no longer a part of the team. So I had to retool it. And
That's okay
it's
because I could do a really good female voice also. You can hear it right here. It's the
not bad. Not bad. I got to give it up. I got to give it up.
I can sound just like the cafeteria lady from The Simpsons.
Let me see what I have.
Mine's that too. Nope, that ain't female.
That's right. Male of 1,000 voices.
Nice.
I didn't have mine on female, so my fault. But so the release will be, well, is on pace for spring 2023. So in tandem with that show, there's a scripted comedy show in the works as well. And these are all going to be voiced by a lot of TPE Network hosts and a lot of my other voice acting friends, as well as people from other networks will be joining the fray. It's going to be pretty extensive, I will say that. So pre-production is well underway and casting is almost finished. Scripts are coming along good. So should start recording the audio in the winter. And then I'll start piecing it together late winter, early spring. And I'll have them all ready to go next year, next spring. Any questions from either of you gentlemen?
Sounds bueno.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So another thing that is in the works is my first short film. So casting is all done, but one character has to be cast for that left. I have the voice talent on board. I have the videographer hired. I have a sound engineer hired. I'm currently scouting locations, getting the proper insurance and licensing to film, and I'll have more information on that in the coming weeks. But it's just going to be a short film. It'll be available for free. YouTube and many other places, festival sites and such like that. So it should be a lot of fun. So the overall goal is to have continuous audio and video content provided by the network each and every month once we get ramped up. So starting next year, we should be able to start throwing out original stuff and engaging that audience that we've cultivated over the last almost 17 years. All right. If there's no questions, let's get on to some news, gentlemen. You guys want to talk a little bit about Black Adam? Just a topical discussion on how we think it's going to do?
It was released today, right? Speculation is always good.
Yeah, I just want to talk about how you think it's going to do, box office wise.
Well, I mean, The Rock is a good draw, but he is a bad guy, right? For the most part.
Kind of anti-hero.
Okay, because people don't like seeing The Rock do bad things. So, like that movie where he was like, he wanted revenge. I think it was called Drive or something to that nature.
Yep.
Didn't do well, right? I mean, he just went around killing people. And spoiler alert, sorry.
Shocking, right?
So I don't think it will pull the numbers that Aquaman did, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. John?
Right now, it's sitting at 43% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. I don't. That means nothing.
No, but the fun part is if you look at the other side of that, all the audience reviews got it up in like the 80s.
Okay.
I never even watched those just because I'm just an individual, so I don't know who those people are who watched it or didn't like it.
I know. But I mean, at least gives you something to work off of. That means that all the like-minded people that want to go in and watch a cool movie, they're highly rating it. Then you have all the people who their job is to judge these things, and then they're poo-pooing it. So I mean, in that case, I'm probably going to enjoy it because I'm usually on the other side.
Right.
Just for reference, though, wasn't Batman v Superman like 29%, and then 60 or 70 for audience?
I don't know. I never watched any of those because I don't like. I'm not a DC person.
Oh man,
I watched Batman versus Superman.
And didn't you say that you wish you had your last 3 hours of your life back?
I sure did.
Well, we all said that, but
wait, no. I didn't because I didn't see it.
Your mom's name is what? Oh, did we just become best friends? Stupid. But anywho, it cost like $195 million to make Black Adam. So you're gonna have to, once you figure in marketing and all that stuff, you're gonna have to make back like $500 million or more to break even. Well, so I don't know if that's any kind of happen. That's a lot of money.
Let's see if they have any kind of information on their Wikipedia page yet.
Yeah, it's 29.63. So Batman v Superman was 29, and then critics, and then 63 audience.
Oh. Okay.
All right, as of right now, it has grossed 7.6 million.
Okay, but it's still early.
Well, yeah. I mean, it just came out. Was released last night.
Yeah. Well, midnight or 7 p.m. or well, yeah. I get what you mean.
I'm going with a few friends on Sunday to watch it.
I had friends once.
Then you got married. You're like, I think I know that guy. Yeah, he used to be your best friend in college. Oh, that's why I didn't recognize him. You know, with the staying at home or only spending time with one person routine. No, I'm just
Oh, we are his lifeline, I guess.
yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I don't think it's gonna make 500 million. I'd be shocked if it did. I would be honestly surprised and shocked. All right. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about what we think Black Panther 2 is gonna do without Chadwick Boseman?
Well, obviously not as it's not gonna be the first one. It's not gonna do as well as the first one, but that one I'm curious about.
Me too. I want it to do great. I hope it does. I like Letitia Wright. I hope it does really well, but I just don't see a path to anywhere near the money the first one made.
I mean, I would be surprised if it didn't actually, because I mean, they're going to start throwing in a lot of the characters that people have been pining over for a while, you know, such as Namor, and I mean, if they go to the extent of putting
call him
Doom in
that
there,
anymore? I mean, I don't even want to call him Namor anymore. I'm sorry, but when you deviate that far from the source material,
I mean, he's got his wings on his feet.
So do I.
Remember that
Doesn't mean
time
me
in the-
Namor.
right? Remember that time Namor was an Aztec? Remember that? No, I don't either.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't know enough about Namor to be able to actually pinpoint what it is and what's right and what's not. I mean, I could just Google it. I mean, I have the
You can
internet.
look. Yeah, look what Namor looks like in the
No,
comics.
I know what Namor looks like.
Look it up. No, but when I was a kid, there was a Stargate Atlantis video game. Do you remember the television series Stargate Atlantis?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they made like a Stargate video game, and I remember. I'll never forget this as long as I live. The reviewer says, "Do you remember the time when Kurt Russell ran from left to right shooting giant scorpions?" And then the next line was, "Me either. This game is terrible." I just died laughing because I was like, "That is such, oh, that's perfection when you troll with perfection." So, I think deviating so much from Namor, like you cancel out the people that were, you know, the handful of people that were big Namor fans. And he was in the Real Defenders, by the way. That comic was epic. But let's not go there. I don't know. I just think when you switch stuff around too frequently, it's just, goodness gracious. I get why they did it on one hand, but on the other hand, don't like it.
Well, he's supposed to be Asian, apparently, and in this case, you're right. They went a whole different direction,
Yeah. You think?
or more Asian looking.
They went they should have went that way, and they went this way.
And technically, wasn't he also a member of the Illuminati?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yep. There was a lot of part-time members, it felt like. But, you know, I don't know. I will see where that one lands. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the first one, even though I'm super stoked to see what they do, how they pull it off. I've already heard stuff. I'm not going to say anything. I won't say a word. But we'll see if it happens that way. And I've told John, I think I've told John what I heard.
Which is what?
No, I can't say. It's a spoiler. I can't say.
Classic John.
John, the controller's going to work whether
Hey, it works now. It need to be mapped.
Imagine that. Imagine that. So, all right, John, you had some cool headlines that you've been sharing with me. Let's discuss.
All right, hold on. Let me bring them up. And go there, here, and where are you at? There you are. All right. So, which one do you want to do first?
AOS
Yes.
agents.
All right. Well, so they're working on a way in some way. It doesn't matter how, but they're trying to bring Agents of Shield back into the limelight. I think they realize that there's too much stuff that actually revolves involving them. But the question is will they be able to get all of the original Agents of Shield cast to come back and do it? But Agents of the Shield is on the docket.
That's epic if it happens. But
That is
I've
good to
heard
hear,
this
yeah.
same story before. I feel like I've heard.
Well, and this was an update saying like, okay, it's not a story anymore. Now it's actually a thing. What does it say? A giant freaking robot. That's what it says. Shield returning. Shield returning to cinematic universe.
That would be so freaking awesome.
It says Kevin in all of its robot glory is bringing the Agents of Shield into mainstream Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Kevin.
Yeah. You could have left that part out.
He did the algorithm.
But they want to fully establish this as being part of the actual MCU world.
This is what we asked for before.
I know.
It just drives me bonkers sometimes, man.
Although technically,
hold on. They got their feet wet. They were like starting things out. Then they realized that they did things wrong, and they moved ahead with other stuff. Now they're going back and fixing the mistakes they made.
Yeah, they got a lot of fixing. They better hire Build It Bob or what, Bob the Builder or whatever his little name.
I mean, technically, only season 5 and 6 can be argued not being in a proper MCU. But I mean, as a whole, I mean, definitely the Ghost Rider season was definitely in the MCU, and everything before it. So I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that bad.
I mean, we had Darkhold. Now we have another Darkhold.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could now,
which
you have
was the Ghost
multiverse.
Rider season. Yeah.
You have the multiverse, so you can be like, hey, in our multiverse, we had the Darkhold, blah blah blah. We stuffed it away.
And they used the quantum realm to be able to travel through time.
See, they can do all kinds of stuff.
See,
with
and Fitz figured that out. He didn't need Pym.
this. He didn't need the Hank Pym. Whoa, we got let me see if that's gonna come up in the chat. Yeah, surprise question: Batman versus Thanos. could Batman outthink Thanos?
Interesting. I mean, yes, because it's Batman. So at the end of the day, even if Thanos killed him, Batman would find a way to come back.
Looking
I mean,
for these rings.
But that's what I would say. But that would be my question. Are we talking Thanos with Infinity Gauntlet or without Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh,
even then,
Tim,
Batman would find a way.
Tim, clarify. Oh man, XD says yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Batman would find a way, man.
No.
Batman homers.
No, it's just yes. So who would win? Yes.
They both would win, but Batman would find a way to come back and save the day.
Well, yeah, because they just recast him as somebody else, so we get to hear this entire backstory over again, and then we would complain about the fact we had a backstory, and then he would have to go and meet Thanos. But we'd have to have at least one full movie of him doing another backstory retelling.
Tim says he would have to have the Infinity Gauntlet, so of course he would have it.
Well, then he would definitely lose because he could just be like, "I want you dead."
But Batman, prior to being born, had thought about that.
Oh, hold on. What if the Thanos is like, "No, I want to be Batman"?
Wait a minute, I got Tim has a plot twist. Watch this.
Adam West Batman.
This is the Adam West Batman. He would dance. He would do that 70s dance.
Well, no, he would have a spray.
Thanos would laugh and snap himself.
He would have a Thanos spray.
if this is the Adam West Batman, then this is the Thanos that Squirrel Girl defeated in the comics. So we could play by those rules if we want. So
Fast and loose. Oh,
yeah,
well, I mean,
exactly.
anything can happen off camera.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, once you remember that Squirrel Girl has defeated Thanos and Doctor Doom, I mean, who's really hard to be defeated now?
Good
So-
Lord. And Kate Bishop beat Kingpin, so anything can happen now.
well, yeah.
It's like the WWE all of a sudden.
All right. Well, wait. Well, I got to get to the more important one
Okay.
for me,
Go ahead.
which is the fact that Sacha Baron Cohen has been confirmed as Mephisto into the MCU.
Oh, boy.
I think that's a terrible cast, just because all I think of when I think of Sasha is Borat. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a lot more characters than just Borat. Didn't you ever watch Ali G?
No, I've never seen anything else he's ever done. Period.
Oh, you got to watch yourself some Ali G. Oh, it's because Borat. That's where Borat originally comes from, is that show. But the Ali G show. Woohoo!
What is Borat's famous catchphrase?
Okay.
Is that it? That's
No, I
it?
don't know. What's
No,
your
I'm
what do you
asking
think it is?
If you know what it is. Because
Yeah, I say it. I say it every day.
because I want to see. I want to see him.
My wife.
I'm not doing a Borat impression.
Is that what you wanted? My wife.
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
So let's see. So what if he does that? What if Mephisto does that in the in the
Well,
movie or
well,
show
considering
or
that it's more or less like the devil. I mean, I'm okay with that. Listen.
know, I'm not.
I've seen him play some like creepy characters. Like, and remember he played like that Frenchman in the Ricky Bobby. Oh my God, what the heck was that?
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
he was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the bad guy.
Oh, see, I don't even can't
See?
recognize him
No,
outside of his
and-
Kramer hairstyle.
And that way, that means that you can't say anything about him not being a good choice. You didn't even know he was in the movie that you watched.
Look,
So
hey,
so you won't even know how he's going to act in this one. He could just. I actually think it's probably going to be a good matching.
look
But
at this.
regardless,
Agent Price with Superman powers versus Groot.
no, Groot. I would pick Groot. Knowing my luck, I'd be like, oh, look at this, like laser beams shoot through my hand. Ah! Wait, wait. Have you ever seen the ones where the YouTube videos where people are like, hey, this is what happens if you really got powers? And someone was like, oh, do you want Wolverine's claws or do you want his healing factor? And everyone's like, claws, of course. And then they extend out. They're all like, no one said it would hurt this bad. And they're like trying to do stuff and they keep on cutting themselves and like they chop an arm off. They're like, oh my God.
Because they said that you need there's required secondary powers to have, or else you just get messed up from it. Like Johnny Storm his skin would burn up if he didn't have immunity to fire, and
Right.
like stuff like that. You got to have the required secondary powers. Like it's just unwritten rule. But yeah, I agree.
That's fair. MCU is slowly getting boring, but She-Hulk sped things up. By speeding things up, do you mean speed dating? Because there's a lot of that on that series. Let's just be honest.
To be fair, She-Hulk answered a lot of questions. A lot of questions. She-Hulk answered questions that people had throughout the MCU for a while. So, which Miss
Like
Marvel didn't. Like, was Hulk's arm ever going to heal? For example.
Okay, that's fair.
What?
And then-
we have more important ones, such as with the stuff that you and Alex would always say. Yes, they didn't have the budget for that. Now they've actually been able to prove that no, they don't have the budget for all of that.
We don't have the budget.
That's
for-
the reason why I saw this. I don't understand why you guys didn't like it so much. Every single complaint I've ever heard you and Alex make about all the shows that we've watched prior, they basically just pointed every single thing out with an explanation, and all those explanations were exactly what you guys said. They basically just gave you props on every single thing. I was like, they've got to be happy about this, and then you weren't.
We were.
And I have done some research, and I have to walk back another answer that we've had since last week. Is that I mentioned how the people wondering about Captain America getting busy, and how it was confirmed that he was on a USO tour with the
Yeah.
girl, and then
Yes.
the girl who asked him for his autograph was Star Lord's grandma. And I said, but that's not her because that wasn't a USO tour. But that was the USO tour. The lady who
Oh.
asked him for the autograph was during the USO tour. So I got to walk that one back.
So maybe some
Maybe. That's all I'm saying.
Captain America's my grandfather. No. Tim says, I've not watched She-Hulk, but it looks okay. Funny thing is, you remember the comic where Hulk and She-Hulk mass-produced baby Hulks to take over what? To take over Texas?
That would be Old Man Logan.
Oh my gosh, that's epic.
In the Old Man Logan thing, they did inbreeding because it was how you can create even more powerful Hulks. But that was a very, very strange comic line.
Who wrote that? George R.R. Martin?
Who did write that?
He's
That's actually a
into
good
that
question.
family on family.
No, well, I mean,
He is definitely into that.
but there's also like Hulk took over the entire West Coast.
This is a good one. Whoops, sorry. If I can handle this. When is Hulk going to be Hulk? Where is that answer? I do not like Mark Ruffalo Hulk anymore. It's too much of a departure from Hulk.
Apparently, they were supposed to have the other. I can't think of his name, but the other guy who played Hulk in She-Hulk. I guess he was possibly supposed to come back as Hulk, and then she was gonna be like, "Why? Well, who's this?"
Oh, that would have been great. He's
Edward
expensive,
Norton.
though. He's
Yes,
an expensive actor.
Edward Norton. Yes. Well,
That'd
yeah,
have been great.
yes, it would have been.
Darn it. I liked his Hulk better than Ruffalo Hulk.
I can agree with that.
Because he used to be always angry, and now he's just always chattery.
I think he's still angry. Well,
At what?
Yeah, he chats a lot.
He chats a lot. And now that they make him kind of the same, so it's just like Mark Ruffalo getting green skin and bigger.
We're talking about Hawk. I thought we were just talking about Edward Norton.
I like Edward Norton's Hulk better.
No, I was just talking about Edward Norton in general.
Oh, yeah. Fight Club. What was the next story, John?
What was the next story?
Hulk is never going to be Hulk again. Uh-oh.
I'm
So
looking.
new
I'm
Hulk
looking.
has been a letdown, as he's technically the most powerful being in the universe, as he's designed to constantly grow in power with no limitations. To see him be a green babysitter is a shame. That is true. That is true.
All right. And the next one is, and the one that you are monitoring. So I'm actually I'll say it, but you can finish this off. Which is the Blade movie has now basically more or less been shut down from production.
Yes. So the director was let go. He is going to get a executive producer credit, which means sit over there and shut up. We don't want you anymore. The writer has been ixnayed. I have an acquaintance in the sphere, and he told me that there was one action set piece in the entire script.
Oh boy.
So you can imagine how horrible that would have been. That's not Blade. Blade's not talking. And so the actor that is playing the character, he kind of wants out. They're trying to talk him into letting this ride out, getting a new writer, getting a new director. I don't know where that ends. That is a train wreck.
They need to go back to the old way of just kind of introducing characters. I mean, it's not too hard to just introduce characters in other people's properties. Have Black Widow, like Black Widow was in the background of Iron Man 2, and Hawkeye was in 8 seconds of Thor. It's not hard to do this also. Like, just have Blade with in a supernatural property. if it's, I mean, bring up multiple characters at the same time, not just one at a time.
Well, I
To
mean, he
flesh
was
these people
already
out.
he already was in something, but I mean, we just got his voice.
Exactly. Like,
Just bring Wesley Snipes in to be the director. That's a comment.
oh boy.
I,
Sure.
I mean,
You could bring him on board, or you could, I don't know, you could do a multiverse thing where it's like old Blade and then new this universe Blade,
and then older Blade. Oh, sorry.
even older Blade.
Yeah, bring the Sticky Fingers Blade in also from that show that lasted one season on like Spike,
Yes,
Spike
I
Network.
forgot. I forced myself to forget that.
Most people did.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know if you always have to go back to the old actors, but I will say you do have to make good decisions.
Yeah.
Well, you have to go back to the old actors if you're going to do Agents of Shield, because if you don't have Phil Coulson, I'm out. I'm out.
So new Hulk, new Blade, let's get it. John, anything else that you had on that list?
No, I don't. That was it.
He's like, no, I don't.
I'm like, look. Well, I wasn't. I had a bunch of stuff on there. Did you finally
you
watch
did.
the Werewolf by Night?
Werewolf by Night. Yes, let's talk about that. I did watch it. What a strange style. I loved. It was jarring at first that it was black and white, and then at the end where it adds some color to it, it's kind of cool. But I was just like kind of jolted because it's such a departure from what you normally would see from a Disney Marvel type property.
What? It looked just like an old 50s 60s monster movie with all the the static and like the hair
I like
and stuff
that.
on and the cigarette burns in the corner, and they did it right because it went as soon as it happened, the other one did, and it shifted to another scene. Like I mean, their entire approach to make it like an old monster movie was right on. They did it justice.
It was very predictable though.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a werewolf movie. I mean, it's a monster movie. I mean, as soon as we were like, oh, there's a monster, we're like, oh, it's Man-Thing. That's where he's at. And,
And as soon as the protagonist showed up, the real protagonist showed up, I was like, well, there's the star right there.
yeah. So, I mean,
You just know.
it was just a little fun thing. I don't think anything special. But now we need to have another side spin-off show with, outside of, Wong and oh, man.
No, but see, John, you're going for that.
Madison.
Yeah. But I want Ted.
That funny, like every character is a goofy, funny character. And it's like every character can't be that.
Well, I'm not trying to say. I just want to see Ted running around doing stuff and just making people fry.
I want to see Ted crushing polluters and bad people.
I just said that. Like, he fries people. Like, whatever that thing he was doing when they picked up the woman and like she just basically just got incinerated.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Remember,
She
he's
was
also
obnoxious.
he's also a nexus of realities too. So
Yeah, him and Scarlet Witch.
no, different.
She's a
She's a nexus being. He is the nexus.
Oh, interesting.
He's like the equivalent of the Encron crystal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't, or he's the protector of that. Something to that extent. I just know that he's got, he's buds with Deadpool in regards to like if Deadpool needs to get somewhere.
Interesting.
But then when what can we say about Deadpool that's coming up? I mean, are we going to believe?
Let's let Mel give us his thoughts on that show.
Go Mel, go.
Oh, no, I agree. I knew a little bit about Elsa because of there's a Marvel hero collector game called Marvel Strike Force, and it's been out a little, but maybe 4 years now. And when she showed up as a new character like 2 years ago, I never heard of her, and in the game, and I was just like, who the heck is this? And I had to look up in the comics, and her dad and what have you. Honestly, I never liked the character in the game. I barely liked the character in the show. But no, I liked for what it was. It was great. I knew nothing about Man-Thing. So it's great seeing Man Thing, and I didn't even know there was a comic called Werewolf by Night. I thought that was just a title they made up on the fly. So after the show, I looked into it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Werewolf by Night was out for a while, and blah blah blah." So no, I liked what it was.
Best rendition of a werewolf look wise in a property. I'll say Underworld. I like those ones best.
Oh yeah, Underworld was awesome. Yeah.
What about you, John?
I know I couldn't agree more with you, but I mean I think that they went with the way that they did because they're still trying to keep it a campy like old timey movie.
Yes. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they had Sky's dad. We're like, yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
about to get. Oh.
He turned into just
Himself.
hunched over person. Okay.
He turned into himself hunched over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Okay, what was that next thing, John?
Oh, it was a Deadpool, and then
yes.
shifting it over to Mel.
What about,
What about it?
Mel?
Oh,
Or do you think it's going to be any good? Do you think they're reaching too far? Is
well,
it
you
member
know me.
berries?
You know me. There's gonna be X-Men in it, so I'll be happy. So
Will travel. X-Men will travel.
yeah, X-Men can do no wrong unless it's connected to the Dark Phoenix. So yeah,
That was rough.
exactly two movies I don't like to watch a lot, and that's and both those X-Men movies have Dark Phoenix in it. So, but as long as it doesn't have Dark Phoenix, I'm sure this will be a good Deadpool movie.
Okay. I think it's gonna be funny as all get out.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've wanted to do this for so long, and the fact that they're doing it lets me know there's a barometer at Disney where they're like, when we need a slam dunk.
I just like how casually it was announced that the first time when they were at the house and Hugh Jackman just kind of walked up the stairs.
He was like,
Sure, yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
I'll do it. And I was like, oh, you know how much money they probably threw at him?
Yeah. So this will be the 10th time he's played Wolverine, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, he still looks good too.
Yeah.
As far as fit, man, he is fit. And he's got to
Yeah,
be
but, I
older
mean,
than me.
Yeah, I was just about to ask how old is he now?
Let's look it up. Let's ask the Google. Let's ask KEVI. With a little baseball hat on the I was like, that's so stupid. But I am definitely doing my own version of that crawl out of the screen. I already got it set up.
Well, okay.
I love that. I think that was the best thing they did in that series.
I'm pretty sure other people are going to copy it too. It's going to be the other day somebody was talking about horror movies, and they said before Halloween, no killer wore a mask walking around killing people, and then, and there was no final girl, there was no scream queens, and everybody copied formulas from Halloween after that. And so I'm wondering how many formulas are going to be copied from She-Hulk.
Not many.
Not many to copy. So we'll see.
Many formulas there. Oh. Somebody will hook up on screen. Shocker. Shocking. Oh man. Any enthusiasm around a new Daredevil series coming up?
Yes, I'm curious to see
I'm
which
worried.
directions they're going to go now.
I'm kind of worried because I hope they don't Disneyify it. Like the Netflix season 1 and 2, I thought were really, really good.
As did I, and honestly, I didn't like his last appearance in She-Hulk.
No.
Like I liked the first episodes, his first appearance, but the last time he just hopped out of a tree from nowhere. In broad daylight.
Which they were obviously trying to make it goofy.
Yeah, it's
satire,
just
but
wasn't a fan.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm just like, oh, don't damage the character.
Yeah.
Because that character is like hallway fight, brutal, just awesome, man. That Netflix hallway scene is just perfection. And then if you make him all sensitive and he's got to go call his girlfriend and stuff, like, you know what? Click. So I hope Disney does not ruin those, especially if they get the Punisher, John Bernthal's Punisher, to come over. Oh man, don't
Which
ruin that.
and which, like I said, my favorite rewatchable scene from Daredevil is in the Punisher season, in the season 2. So yeah, it'd be great to see it
That was
if they
awesome.
get both of them. Yeah.
Oh man, and John Bernthal, I've heard will, he said he would do the role again.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't pull a Shane from Walking Dead and rub the back of his head every 8 seconds.
I was thinking.
Yo, Rick, I was thinking. It's like, oh my
You're like,
god.
quit rubbing your head, dude. Somebody on set should have been like, hey, John, stop rubbing your head.
Well, no, I feel it's part of Shane's character. Shane's just a guy who rubs the back of his head a lot. Nobody rubs the back of their head that much.
Not that much. Not that much, man. I was like, well, somebody must have told him, hey, good job. Way to go off the cuff. He was like, okay, I'll just keep doing it.
He was researching his role and he saw Georgia Cop do it like twice. And he was like, oh, that's what they all do.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh, that's good.
Ooh, confirmed. Apparently, adult Morgan Stark will return in a big way.
We're all on pins and needles.
That's all it says.
Interesting. Now, she's a new character, right, John? She hasn't been in the comics before. Morgan Stark.
You know what? I'm in the same ballpark as you. I was more Marvel Mutants than anything else. So I actually don't know if maybe she existed prior to the MCU or not.
Unless they try to change the character a little bit and make her one of the young Avengers down the road. But I think she's a new character.
I don't know. Do you think Marvel's going to shift a little bit? They've not had. Let's be candid. They've not really had any runaway smash hits in a while. Do you think they're gonna do a little shifting back in the other direction as opposed to leaning into Young Avengers and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to bring other characters out, and so they've already been giving us hints, like in Captain America: Winter Soldier and WandaVision. We've already had characters that would eventually be Young Avengers. So just as long as they develop them properly and don't just say, "Hey, here you go. Here's a new character. Let's build a show around them." As long as they don't do that, I mean, they know how not to do it. They know how not to rush it like DC would. So who knows? Who knows?
John, where are you recording from? You got a like a super villain layer where you got that little light shining,
and a Fantasia hat in the background, or is that the Cookie Crisp Wizard?
No, that's Fantasia.
Outstanding.
Hold on. Hey, Ziggy, turn on the game room lights.
Who is Ziggy?
Game room.
Somebody's a Quantum Leap fan.
Interesting.
No.
Oh,
We
let
have
me full screen.
We have too many Alexa devices. So if you say Alexa, that's over there.
Like you
this
just
one
did?
is Amazon. Yeah. So I mean, here, okay. Hold on a second. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Cabinet, transformer, cabinet, transformer, cabinet, transformer,
Goodness.
cabinet, transformer, cabinet, transformers.
Yeah. Man, but a crazy habit, man, crazy
Hey.
habit. He is like, you make me look like a novice with my collection of audio gear. You make me look like a novice.
Well,
I mean,
I try.
look at my collection of white walls.
Mel literally would prefer to watch paint dry. Some of these shows.
I just got the 3D printed parts to fix Unicron here, and
Wow.
what I
full screen that. That's crazy.
what I've been doing is I printed a stand for it to sit on now. So now
That's
it's just
bad.
gonna hang out.
Oh my goodness.
Love that.
Yeah, me too.
That's freaking awesome. I'd be playing with that stuff half the time. I wouldn't get anything done.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
I'd
the
be like,
problem.
Wait a minute, we're fighting for the survival of Cybertron. Don't hold on.
Yeah, that's more or less
I
right.
would. I'm serious. I'd have a full scale. Oh man, it'd be great.
Unicron, sorry, had the power of making Transformers cuss. So his secret ability in the movie.
True story. True
Transformers
story.
didn't cuss before Unicron showed up.
Oh man.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's good.
he's kind of like that big, right? And he's like, oh yeah, beep 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 beep.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
So-
gosh.
So I looked up Morgan Stark,
Uh-huh.
and she actually has been in the comics since 1965.
Where was I? Because I read a lot of stuff. I don't remember that character at all.
So she was Tony Stark's cousin in the comics,
Oh,
not the
okay,
daughter,
okay,
but it
okay.
was yeah.
Interesting. Interesting take. Are there any Avengers that we've not seen yet that you're kind of surprised we haven't seen?
Interesting. Well, I mean, I wanted to see Tigra, and I'm joking. It's the only one I could come up with.
Everybody was about like spitting out their drink.
Tigra.
What? I've been waiting a long time for them to reveal. I always thought they would do Wonder Man. I always thought they would bring him out. I
Well,
thought
they're-
he would have been like a slam dunk.
Well, hold on a second. He's coming. They're doing a Wonder Man series.
John, you are rumbling like a semi.
It's because I'm trying to hold on to my microphone because I'm sitting back. All right.
Isn't there's rumors that Serenity wannabe Han Solo, he's a Joss Whedon character. Mal Reynolds, he's in Castle.
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh shoot. Nathan Fillion.
Fillion.
There's rumors that Nathan Fillion was going to play Wonder Man. I thought.
Oh, okay. Instead of detachable arm guy in DC.
I believe so, but
He's like smack. You know
All
what he
right,
saw?
so
Nobody
I'm looking.
saw that?
I'm looking at the list here of everyone that we have not seen, and more than half of them are mutants. So,
That
but
would explain it.
I mean, Sentry, Blue Marvel, Starbrand, okay, whoever that is, Hyperion, which we might get Hyperion, Quasar, Nova, but we know that there's a Nova movie coming. Spectrum, we have seen her already. Hercules,
wait. Oh yeah, Spectrum. Sorry.
and we've seen Namor, Quentin, but he's a mutant. Wonder Man, Carol Danvers, which we've seen her. Captain Universe. Let me see. She-Hulk, Ares, and then it goes Storm, Havoc, Cersei, Invisible Woman, The Thing, Jack of Hearts, Sunfire, Human Torch, Captain Britain, and Rogue. So those are like the top 25 so far that we have not seen in the MCU.
Lot of
That's
mutants.
yeah, that's part of the Avengers officially. So
Spider Woman. Right.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I wonder what if they bring her into it just so they don't cause confusion, because I mean they still cause me confusion that if they give her a different name.
Yeah.
Can they use her?
I mean they can. She's not really a Spider-Man character. She was her own thing.
Okay.
She's always been her own thing. She actually has like different abilities too.
I never understood why they called her that. Honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
same
you look
here.
at her power set. It's just like, okay, you could call her a bunch of things before Spider Woman, but oh well.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy. Secret Invasion should be the next big Disney Plus TV series.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta
looking forward
do
to
this,
that.
Son.
No worries. I am super duper looking forward to that. I really think that has the potential to be the best series they've done on the Disney Plus. To me, I think they were close with some of the aspects of Loki and stuff like that, but I don't think that any of these other shows have had like the potential mass appeal that that series could have, because it's such a cool story.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I also I do have just questions because it looked like Maria Hill hasn't seen him in a while, but she was also copied by the Skrulls. So I have a question about that. But yeah, definitely looking forward to it because there's so much potential, you know,
And if they
and
fail on that, I told John, if they fail on that, then I don't know what to tell them, because they've pushed back movies. They pushed back the entire slate of movies, like what, 6 months each or more. Well, Blade's gonna be way more than 6 months, but
and to be fair, do you realize how many characters they can introduce in Secret Avengers? I mean, sorry, Secret Invasion, and just are they real or not? And just already have them there, and just go along, and we get to know these people, and just there's just so much potential.
oh,
But
Jim, see, this is what happens. I talk to you and John. I get all this hope. I get hopped up on the newest street drug, hopium, and then it comes out, and then they'll be like, "Here's the bar." So I don't know. I think this is gonna be great, but I could be wrong.
until we get some really interesting comic book nerd fans that starts writing it, like until
Yes.
Kevin Smith or Paul Scheer also helps, because their comic series. I don't know if you've read the. I think it was a Green Arrow and a Daredevil that Kevin Smith wrote, and they said it was some of the both comics, DC and Marvel. That Kevin Smith wrote for, and they said it was one of the best runs. Like he helped bring Daredevil back from like destruction in the comics. And so I mean you got to have a fan. Like you can't get what we had with Obi-Wan the first few episodes.
Oh,
You
God.
got to get what we had. You got to get somebody who knows the characters and or likes the characters. You know, not somebody who goes,
No, did he know who Darth Vader was? I was like, you know how ridiculous that sounded. That coming out of somebody who's running man, that's bad.
or somebody who has, you know, somebody who has faith or understands the potential, not somebody who goes, well, you couldn't really make a real lawyer show. Like Gal said in the
Yeah.
like she was interviewed once. She goes, well, nobody really knew how to make a lawyer show that was on our
Right.
team. And I was just like, well, why did you
Yikes.
try?
Just have a consultant. Just
Yeah.
hire a consultant. And be like, is this real or is this
Yeah, when
funny?
she said that, I was just like, oh God.
She said something the other day that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that show is over. A sex positive show for kids.
She did not
That's
say
what
that.
She said.
She
And
did
I
not
was
say
like,
that. Why would
I-
you say that?
just don't open your mouth again. If I was Disney, I'd be like, you know what? There's that door right there.
You know, some people just shouldn't be interviewed. Like that
Yeah.
period of time when Angelina Jolie was married to Billy Bob Thornton and they were wearing each other's blood around their
Vials.
I was just like, you know, some people just shouldn't be interviewed as
Everybody go see my new movie. Everybody's like, no,
No, that's okay. We're good.
hard pass, you weirdos.
It's a movie where we're both in it at the same time. Yeah, it's gonna be the worst movie ever.
You're like, okay, shocking and amazing. Yeah, I wish all Hollywood actors would stop doing interviews. Because I don't care what their personal life is like. I don't care what their politics are like and stuff. Just entertain me. That's all I want. Tell a cool story and I'll give you your props. But when you tell dog crap stories and try to preach to me about your identity and all this stuff, I'm just like, huh? Eyes glazed over. Nobody cares, you know. Like, I start every episode as a black man. It's so hard.
What's that quote from Varsity Blues? I don't want your life. When his dad wanted him to be. Yeah, that works
Or
for
that
you.
line-
That doesn't work for everybody else.
Or that line from Jon Snow. I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Shut up.
You know nothing.
He didn't. He literally didn't.
Now he learned, though.
That season 8 sucked. Whatever. We got a good show now. House of the Dragon. Yeah.
Although, to be fair, you know, we've established in we established in a later series that somebody could be brought back from
Yeah,
death.
right. Yeah.
So
You can do
unless they
anything.
do it in the prequel series,
They are the MCU.
yeah,
After all. George is
So-
like, I got it.
somebody
Time
should do it
travel.
at least once. So
Because you realize what the temptation is, don't you? With Game of Thrones. If there's they make up some goofy way where they can meet each other and they'll do it. They would do it. I could see them doing something goofy like that where it's like, are you my great grandmother? Yes, I am.
I
Here,
don't think
take
they would
this.
do that.
It's the MacGuffin. Fix the wrong of season 8. Okay. I could see them doing that where they interact with each other
As
through
of-
a dream or something.
as of the last
Oh.
last episode, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 150 years to go before between House of Dragons and the first episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So
Dragon
yeah,
dream.
maybe they want to bridge the gap. So
They'll do a dragon dream and they'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
isn't this on the nose? They'll come out with a sledgehammer, smash us on the head. The fourth wall, climb out our TV, smash us on the head with a mallet. And they'll be like, watch and enjoy. Danny
So-
gets to meet her.
what's the next Marvel property as far as TV?
February.
All right, that is a long time from now.
Hey, thank them.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I am.
because Hank has at least what 3 different Star Wars properties about to come up.
No. Nope.
What? No more Star Wars?
It's gonna be only top tier stuff, man. Mandalorian.
Bad Batch isn't.
Nope.
Oh,
Doesn't
okay.
make the cut. Top 10 or bust. Sorry. I got to get my time back. And I got 3 projects to write. So, nope. Can't do it.
I want an excuse to watch Bad Batch, but now I.
I'll probably watch it.
No, I'm joking. I'll watch it.
I'm probably just not going to podcast about it. So,
That's
yeah,
okay.
Mandalorian will be next.
Mel and I can do that.
No more, we're not doing any more charity streams, right? These shows got to start pumping it up.
I wanted us to reach out to the 10 people who listen just for me and John.
Be like, hey guys.
I like that Mel and John team up. It's like Xander and Willow from Buffy. It's like the people who are just fans of Xander and Willow. the
That is
people who
outstanding.
watch Buffy who don't watch for Buffy.
Like, Buffy's overrated. You're like, what? It's her show.
I watched the Vampire Slayer show for the guy who has no powers and a girl who's a witch.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Which I'm
Yes.
told that exists, but that's a deep cut to Buffy, so and I know people don't like that. So
John, I should have explained earlier. I've got 4 media hosting accounts to pay for. We gotta have some memeable shows here.
meme.
Like some good memeable t-shirt shows, like Loki. Here's my tax.
Okay.
Here's the taxes. So here's the business, and here's me. And the business is starting to drag me into here. So we gotta have some meme happy shows quick.
Oh, I could make memes. It doesn't need to be a popular show for memes.
And it's gotta sell though. It's
Ah,
got to
okay.
sell. Oh,
That I
that's-
get.
That's where I'm at. 'Cause I looked at the books and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. About
We could
face.
just we could just make a meme of me calling my wife ball and chain. Everybody seems to like
Yes.
that.
They love that. You'll let us use your face and a little cartoon character, and we'll put a big ball on there with a chain.
Exactly, 2 people will buy those shirts: Ryan and my wife.
I think I'd buy one though. To be honest with you, I'd be like, I love this shirt. I love this shirt. That's a good meme.
Nice.
But yeah, it's gonna be nice to get some time back for a while, just for a nice little short break. But we'll be reviewing stuff, movies and such. Anybody want to review Black Adam with me?
Probably gonna watch it today or tomorrow. So I mean, I'll be
Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will probably get to it before me, because I have to work all this weekend. So.
Ew.
Yep.
Sorry, John.
Indeed.
Sorry, John. Is that transform or is that just the final state? The only state it's in, Omicron. Sorry, Unicron.
No, he transforms.
Okay.
I mean, but the thing is,
Right, I see it now. I see the legs and the head. Sorry.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. That's awesome.
I guess I can
Good
find
old-
out these new pegs that I printed work.
Good old Leonard Nimoy.
No. This is Orson Welles.
Oh shoot, you're right. Leonard Nimoy was the shoot.
Come on.
He was somebody else in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Megatron. Right?
No, Galvatron.
Galvatron. Yeah, Galvatron. Right.
Interesting. Oh, somebody's an ESPNer.
Yeah, that's mine.
I didn't get demolished so far this week. I thought I was dead man walking on fantasy last night, but thank goodness his players did not show up. Yeah, Kyler Murray. He had Kyler Murray, Hopkins, and Taysom Hill, and they didn't do much. So I'm still in it. I think Mel beat me last week. Was that you that beat me last week?
I believe so. I gotta check again. I haven't checked in a week. It's been a rough 2 Sundays. Last Sunday, I made the mistake of getting a new iPhone, which means the old Apple Watch is obsolete now. They don't tell you with the new iOS, everything under Apple Series 4 is just obsolete now. So you just have to buy a new Apple Watch. So yay me. Yeah. It's just, yeah. So
how much money did they want you to spend?
Exactly. It's just like, hey, I bought a new phone. Isn't that enough? No, you also got to buy the watch.
I think Apple does that on purpose.
Yeah. So I'm kind of mad at them for a while.
I do. I honestly think they just go, how much can we make off of people? I don't know. Let's see.
My mom had a problem with the iPhone 7, and she went into the store, and they go, yeah, it's obsolete now, and even though it still works. And she goes, it's obsolete now. We give you that free 14. It'll just cost you an extra $20 for 36 months. Just like, that's not free.
I'd be like, here's Webster's dictionary. Here's free.
Free.
Here's what the definition is. Yikes. Yikes. Well, Mel, are we encroaching on your day? Do you got to get going?
My, not technically. Technically, I've been working the past 3 hours, so.
You better not go anywhere. I'm transforming this for you.
Yeah, I love it. That's dedication. That's legit dedication.
So I think the phone is supposed to be $800, and at $28 a month for 36 months, it's $720. So she saves $80. So
to them,
it's a free $80.
Free phone. You're like, what? What? It's free? Okay.
Yeah, if I could do a public service announcement and say don't buy the new 14, I would do it. But nobody would listen to me.
No,
She said she waited in line by about 40 people were in the store just to buy the phone before she could talk to tech support. So, yeah, I think everybody's drinking a Kool-Aid.
My goodness. They could come out with just about anything, and people would just flock to it, I think.
The new toilet.
They could. If they ever made, like, mixer devices for podcasting, I think they would just... I don't know a company in the world that would compete with them, because people would just have to have it. It's like they're like lacing their products with some kind of touch drug where you touch it and you're just like, I gotta.
Don't you guys remember Futurama? Because they already did that with
Shut up and take my money.
the iPhone that they had to put in your eye.
I recall that.
I gotta watch that. That sounds funny as heck.
Yeah.
And then, all right. Well, see, I printed these parts to keep the back on, but it doesn't seem to be working as well. But there.
Very nice.
That's
Okay.
dope.
Yeah.
Now this isn't the $2,000 one that I want, because the $2,000 one's that one's dope.
That is bad.
You got way too much disposable income, my friend.
No, I don't have that one, and I probably never will, because that would have been the reason why I'm on the Hasbro Plus page now, because so it was $700 up front. It was automatically an investment. If you had bought one, it automatically sold for twice as much as soon as you got it.
Wow.
And in fact, now you can't find one for under $1,700 or around $2,000 for a $700 toy that stands about 3.5 feet.
Honestly, I heard the same kind of thing. There's a markup like that on white Hennessy. They said you go to like Mexico or Ensenada somewhere from here in the South, and you pick it up for maybe $75 to $100. People in the States buy white Hennessy for $200 to $225 a bottle.
God, Lord.
And it's just like, but it's just alcohol,
I never
right?
even heard of white Hennessy.
I just,
My friends call me Hen D. the hen dog, the Hennessy dog.
yeah, because you know we're right here in Southern California, so Ensenada is just right there. And they're like, yeah, you should just get a case of it, and then a markup. I'll make $100 a bottle. But I'm just like, that's insane. Who buys
Hey,
200?
I just want you guys to know that if I was a stripper, that would be my name right there.
White Hennessy. Achievement unlocked.
That is brilliant. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta get that out of my head.
Which part? The name or just thinking about me?
All of it. All of that. All of that's gotta come out. My gosh.
Because my stripper name would be Black Adam.
We're just gonna be on the nose here, man. I'll be brown something.
Well, no, I'd have the lightning bolt drawn on.
Hey, we're not trying to make it a thing here. You're the one making it a thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I mean, how do you know I don't have all the powers of white Hennessy, huh?
You're in restricted airspace. Go around.
Honestly, I heard about it last week, and honestly, I thought about it because of the markup, but
Heck yes.
which is weird because you Google it and it's $200.
Dang.
Hennessy Pure White, $200. $189 at a site called Fruit Bat.
Cause I trust them.
Fruit Bat.
Somebody said, somebody I know said that they are bringing in fentanyl that looks like Skittles or something, and they're mixing it in with Skittles or something.
Oh,
It got the bus came in yesterday, and it was in Skittles bags, Spree bags. I literally just got the update while I was at the gym this morning.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
Well, I mean, they gotta bring it in somehow, and now it's Halloween season, and so that's how they were doing it with the candy. But I got busted the past 2 days.
That is crazy, man. People are just.
Well,
they'll do anything.
it's being made overseas in a place that rhymes with Bina, and then it come up through a place that rhymes with Mexico, and then it come up through here, and some of them are look like prescription pills, some of them look like candy, but it's getting shipped here.
That is awful.
Well, I
They
mean,
don't
I
give a
I
rip
had
as
to,
long as they make some money. They don't.
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
I had to sit there and be very upset over the news about people being like, "Oh, watch out for people putting like THC laced gummies in." I'm like, do they not know how much those things cost? I'm like, you're not. People aren't just gonna be like, "Hey, I just want to mess with people and waste $20 a bag."
No, yeah, they're not gonna give it to you for free. But it's getting
Yeah,
shipped in. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely, definitely.
They're gonna be sitting on that and selling that.
Yeah, it's not like the '80s when they laced the Tylenol bottles in Chicago that one time. It was like 6 bottles that laced, but the whole country thought it was happening everywhere.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's creepy. Well, anything else, guys, before we wrap her up?
So I was hoping that for Halloween, John and I can do Dahmer or the new Hellraiser.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my pumpkin.
Creepy.
I have a white pumpkin. I'm gonna do that. That was my plan. Not the Dahmer one, the other one.
Okay.
Do it.
Nah, I want to be able to sleep from November and wake up peacefully November 1st. So I'll be good.
Nope.
Carving and podcasting at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be drinking a Hellraiser Kool-Aid this year.
Not me.
Hey, cool hairdo.
Oh, those pins are real.
Big gulps, eh? Well, see you later. Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's been a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for doing this.
So,
no problem, man.
So to summarize, what is your barometer for the state of Marvel?
I think that they are noticing the trends because the trends you can follow, Nielsen ratings, you can follow ticket sales are down, ticket prices are up, but ticket sales are down. When you put 250 million in a movie and you get back 700 and some million, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe they should stop making those dumb Eternal movies. Ugh.
I think they see the writing, and I don't know how far in production they were already, because you know how long it takes to make a film. So they could be, for lack of a better expression, they could be screwed for the next couple of years, because the stuff they're talking about has now been pushed to 2025, 2026. So what was already in the works, that's 2023 and 2024. They could be in big trouble.
But to be fair, is this the first? Is Blade the first? Is Blade the first canceled Marvel property that was in development and then canceled? That's the first time I heard of.
It's not totally canceled. It's in big trouble.
Okay.
It's not totally dead yet.
Okay.
I mean, they're kind of, the issue with it is that they've already tried to sneak the character into the end of the Eternals movie. So, they've got to do something now.
You all right?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Don't talk about Pinhead. Apparently.
We gotta mute the rumbling for a second. That was scary. That freaked me out.
It's my turn, right?
All right, yeah. Don't talk about Pinhead. Apparently.
No. I'll show you the needles are real. But yeah, I think that you don't get into business and you don't put all the money into TV shows and movies to just lose it. Nobody does that. I don't care how much money you have. You're not in the business of not making huge profits. You want to keep going with those gigantic profits that they were having, and they're gonna have to steer the ship in a little different direction soon.
Agreed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But all right, well, we're gonna wrap this stream up. It's a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I've been working for 4 hours. It's time for my lunch break.
I love that. That is perfect. Oh, that is perfect. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this live edition of TPE Network announcements. Stay tuned for much more TV and movie reviews. I think we're going to be doing Black Adam soon. What else is coming down the pipe? Anything? Black Panther 2?
Yes.
We'll do
Yes.
that. There'll be lots of stuff coming and more updates to come. All right. For Mel and John, I'm Hank. We're signing off.
Say something, Mel.
He spoke for me.
Took away his agency. How dare you? Hey, we need Greta. We need that Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
TPE Network. There ain't nothing else.